Wazza, horror fans! Bella here with another in-depth look at transformational moments in horror. I pick a film from each decade that either transcends or redefines the genre, and I talk about it. Today we're going to look back on the 2000s, and I'm going to discuss why Jeepers Creepers is a high-caliber creature feature that's worth all my time and at least a little bit of yours. So I was born in 1998, and I remember going to the movies as a kid with my parents and seeing films like Finding Nemo or The Bee Movie, and I'd look up on all the walls in the movie theater and I'd see all these posters for upcoming horror movies like Quarantine or My Bloody Valentine. Now, these definitely piqued my curiosity as a little kid. So I would sneak a scary movie or two on the TV when my parents weren't in the room, like one of the Saw movies or the Final Destination films, or any of the classic remakes like Texas Chainsaw Massacre or The Crazies. The 2000s definitely saw a ton of remakes. Some of them pretty good, others not so good. Remakes are definitely what defined this decade in horror, with creature features close behind. Some of my favorite creature features include Cloverfield, The Descent, and Zombieland, but one in particular stands out to me the most. This one had 10-year-old Bella quaking in her hot pink high tops. One fateful night, I was up past my bedtime channel surfing, and I came across Jeepers Creepers. The Creeper is definitely my favorite movie monster of all time. Let's break it down. In 2001's Jeepers Creepers, we follow a brother-sister duo taking the scenic route home from college. On the desolate highway, they encounter the Creeper in his nefarious armored truck of death. Now Derry and Trish Jenner must fight for their lives as the Creeper stalks them all the way down East 9. They learn that the Creeper is a monster that feeds on human body parts every 23 years to supernaturally sustain himself. The Creeper can smell a person's fear and tell if there's something inside that body that he might like to eat. Critics at the time didn't all agree, but I think that's a pretty imaginative concept, and a frightening one at that. One of my favorite things about this film is that its namesake comes from a very popular 1938 jazz standard written by Harry Warner and Johnny Mercer. 1938's Jeepers Creepers is basically like 2009's Tick-Tock, in that you heard it everywhere you went.
I don't care what the weatherman says when the weatherman says it's raining. You never hear me complaining. I'm certain, son.
It's an adorable little tune written for a 1938 film called Going Places, in which the song is used to calm down a wily racehorse. Sounds pretty cute, right? Well, 2001's Jeepers Creepers film completely bastardized it by using it to signal the Creeper's presence nearby. Spooky! Let's take a look.
Oh, hold on. I need you to listen to this.
Creepers, creepers, where'd you get those creepers? Where'd you get those eyes?
Okay.
You hear that song, you run. And I mean run. 'Cause that song means something terrible for you. Something so terrible you couldn't dream of it. Not in your worst, most terrible nightmare.
Definitely a cool use of music in the horror genre. Nursery rhymes can be pretty creepy against the right backdrop, and this is a really cool use of the same concept. The juxtaposition of innocent object correlatives is a pretty dope and widely used film technique in the horror genre. It's the reason why music boxes and rocking chairs are so damn scary. I can't even look at a blue plastic barrel anymore. So I know what you're thinking. Bella, come on. This film only has like a 46% rating on Rotten Tomatoes. How can you say it redefines the genre? My answer is simple. This film has left an impression on me that has lasted well into my adulthood. Watching this movie as a kid, and sometimes even now, feels like a horrible nightmare where you can't control anything around you. The energy of Jeepers Creepers is, dare I say it, chaotic. This movie chews bubblegum and kicks ass. You can sit back and feel the burn. Nothing too flashy or cerebral, Just a good old-fashioned creature feature that can still make you wet your pants. Trying to break down this film on an intellectual level is futile, but the execution somehow strings it all together to invoke a chaotically emotional reaction. All personal convictions aside, I think the real downfall of the Jeepers Creepers franchise is because the director, Victor Salva, is a convicted child molester. That's not hot. I guess everybody learned their lesson after the whole Polanski snafu. I won't praise a child molester, but I do think there's such a thing as appreciating the art apart from the artist. See R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, Chris Brown, etc., etc., etc. I'd personally give this film a 9 severed heads out of 10 for its gut-wrenching storyline and for becoming an instant classic for me and every other kid my age. Somehow. It's a mystery. Despite being critically underrated, Jeepers Creepers seemed to inexplicably rattle every young kid that saw it at the time. I don't know. I can't explain it. Whew, it just scares me a lot. Thanks for watching. Check back next week when I jump ahead to the 2010s. Keep screaming.